In the name of God. Hello, dear viewers. Please pay close attention to this video. It's really important. We're talking about a big issue that a lot of people struggle with. Maybe right now you're one of those people watching this video, feeling stuck in your mind about this problem. You don't know what to do. You have tons of options, but you're not sure which one really matters to you. You're interested in a lot of different things at the same time. You want to choose a path, but you're scared. You worry that if you pick a certain field, it might not have a future. Basically, you keep going back and forth between ideas, between jobs, between... Your thoughts keep jumping around, and you just can't make up your mind. You're scared of ending up being a jack of all trades, master of none. A lot of people are like that. They know a little bit about everything, but in the end, it's unclear what they actually do, what their job is, or what they're good at. They've dabbled in everything, but never really gone deep into anything. It feels like society doesn't have a ready-made mold to fit you into. Meanwhile, all this confusion and not being able to make the right choices, the whole "what should I do" stress about picking a job or a path, that's what really traps you. It all comes down to the fact that you're not using a scientific method to shape and organize your mind. You're not giving it a structure or discipline, and that's why you're stuck where you are now. Look, I've done a series of talks before. Many have seen them, and for those who haven't, I really recommend checking out this course called Our Goal. The first thing we need in life is a clear goal, and then we have to arrange all the pieces based on that goal we set. A lot of people think they have a goal in life, but they actually don't. I promise you, 98 or 99% of you watching this video right now, look, if I ask you to write down 3 of your life goals, you'll probably write things that aren't really goals. For example, you might say, I want to be rich. That's not really a goal in a scientific sense. Or I want to be a wise person. Again, not a goal scientifically. I want to study. Also not a goal. A lot of what we think of as goals aren't actually goals. Most of them are either values or destinations, not goals. It's a long topic and we're not getting into that right now. I recommend checking out the series on goals if you want to dive deeper, alright? When you focus on the goal, the structure I'm about to share with you today can really help you stay consistent, make better choices, and finally get out of those shallow, aimless attempts. Look, friends, the problem people face isn't that they're lazy. Their problem lies in making choices, not in being mentally lazy. They're not afraid of working hard, they're afraid of picking the right path to work on. This is super important. For example, someone might want to study law, but at the same time also wants to... She's thinking about studying psychology. She wants to work in design, maybe music too, and become a computer programmer. People say the world is all about computers now, but in the end, who really knows what will happen? The truth is, the world has changed. Our old ways aren't the same anymore. The old career advice doesn't work like it used to. Like before, imagine a dad who had a shop or a business and he'd tell his kids, I built this, now you guys keep it going. That worked for generations, but now the world's changed so much that none of that is certain anymore. Answer me, lots of established, deep-rooted jobs won't even exist in 5 years because of technology growing so fast. For example, people my age remember when having a taxi dispatch agency in Iran was a big deal. Getting a license to run one meant you had an office and could hire drivers so people could just call from home to book a ride. That was a huge advantage, and whoever owned that business was really proud to have such a good job back then. I'm passing this on to my kids. An app came along. It's actually really famous worldwide now. Imagine something like Tap 30 in Iran, though I can't remember the exact name right now. But these apps completely changed the system. I was going to say Snap. Just look at how much an app like Snap changed the world, the lives of people in Iran, or Uber. Look at Europe and many other American countries. These apps wiped out the old-school taxi agencies. So what I mean is, the old career advice just doesn't cut it for today's needs. Back in the day, the world was stable and steady. Things used to be straightforward. If you specialized in a field, that was the best move. It was guaranteed, because if you're an expert in a certain area, you're on the right track. But now the world has changed. The world is unpredictable. Just being a specialist isn't enough. Friends, think about it. There was a time when studying medicine was considered top-notch, but now the perks of being in medicine have dropped because of its challenges. Like, it takes a long time, 7 years just to become a general doctor. And even among general doctors, many struggle to find their place in the professional job market. They might not have much income, but things have changed. I'm saying the models have really changed. So the world we're living in now isn't the same old fixed world. It's a totally variable world. Let me give you an example. Think about games. We have two types. One is golf, which has fixed rules. Then think about jobs. Not exactly games, but jobs. For example, firefighting. Someone working as a firefighter always deals with a fixed set of rules, but every incident is a new situation. Every event requires new decisions. That's the kind of world we're living in now. Life is like being a firefighter, not like playing golf, where the rules are fixed and steady. If we get this, a lot of our problems will be solved. Guys, what I want to point out here is for you to first understand yourself. Figure out which mental model you fit into. People usually have 3 types of mental models. One type is what we call linear thinkers. These people dive deep into one subject. For example, someone who studied computer science, they don't just know about computers in general, but even within computer science, which has dozens of specializations, they only know a lot about their specific area. That's him. He knows his stuff deeply, but he might not know a thing about other fields. I know someone like that. He's a PhD student in computer science, but say, for example, when it comes to web design, he has almost no idea. Still, he's top-notch in his field. Very powerful, very strong, very knowledgeable. People like this who get really deep into one topic are said to have a linear mindset. They focus on just one thing, like studying only medicine or only engineering. Then there are other types of people called shallow thinkers, who have a surface-level understanding of everything. He dabbles a bit in graphic design, a bit in programming, a bit of music, and then you see he doesn't have a specific job. As they say, it depends on whatever offer comes his way that day. If they give him some graphic work, he does it. They might say, hey, let's say you know a little music, can you take on this job? And he agrees. These are what you call shallow people. I'm not talking about their values, just mentally, they only operate on a surface level and connect with everything in a shallow way. There are some people who have a mixed mindset. They base themselves deeply in 1 or 2 fields, but also pay attention to a variety of other interests. For example, imagine someone who's an expert in data science and computer science, but at the same time is familiar with literature and knows how to tell stories. Their main foundation might be psychology, but they've also studied philosophy. Or say they've looked into religious and ethical behavioral sources, like Islam, but their main base is psychology. Then you see others who have studied Islamic studies or philosophy. He studied, then went on to study mysticism. Since the topic is related to thought, mind, and humans, he also took up psychology alongside it. These kinds of people are called those with hybrid minds. Keep that in mind. Now, in the world we see today, a powerful person is someone who can connect these different worlds together in a coherent and harmonious way. This is really important. What does that mean? It means that someone who has only studied psychology can't claim to fully understand all aspects of the human psyche and prescribe solutions. They can only truly understand a person when they see them connected to their mental world, which includes needing to understand people's beliefs, faith, philosophical thoughts, and worldviews. Then, when this person gives advice or offers solutions, they do it more wisely. For example, someone who studied Islamic studies, or on the flip side, someone who studied religions, philosophy, Western philosophy, or sociology, their foundation might be sociology, but if they want to be a sharp sociologist, they need to grasp the psychological and mental aspects of the people in that society. They need to have an understanding of psychology too. See what this person is doing? They're connecting different worlds of knowledge, and fields connect people to each other. This is true in science, and it's the same when it comes to skills. People who have related skills and can connect them together tend to be more successful these days. That's why interdisciplinary fields have become really popular. If you've studied in different countries, you probably know that in places like Europe, some universities let you take courses from another related field while you're still working on your bachelor's degree, so you get equipped with both at the same time. This is really important because today's world isn't about just one specialty anymore. It's crucial to pay attention to these and base our foundations on these principles. They help us stay on the right path. To sum it up, my advice is, if you're struggling to choose because you have different interests, here's what I suggest. I'm not saying my advice is the only right way, and some might disagree with me, but my suggestion is to pick one or two main subjects and dive deep into them, while also exploring other things you're interested in, or that connect to those areas. Don't ignore this. As long as you focus and haven't dived deep into the main topic you've chosen, like at least 80% deep, or gained about 80% expertise in it, don't jump to something else. This is super important. If you have a job, make that skill your foundation, because a steady job is a mental launching pad. A daily job isn't just about money. Having a steady job means mental stability. Pick one job and stick with it. Now, of course, alongside that, pay attention to your other interests, which might also be skills. Friends, my mind and yours, the mind that God gave me and you is like an idea factory. It just needs a system to actually organize those ideas. The mind scans and produces a lot of ideas, but has limited memory. We have to be able to arrange this harmony properly. That's why you see someone get into an idea, like falling in love with architecture for a week, then 3 years later they're into computers, because ideas keep getting created. What I want to point out is that the world we live in, don't just look at it one way. We have a saying in Persian. When we say Iranians are smart, it means they don't put all their eggs in one basket. You need to act in a way that if someday something unexpected happens to the one thing you're good at and rely on, you've got other skills, knowledge, and info to fall back on. So if that one thing doesn't work out, or the world changes, or something unexpected comes up, you can still do something else. For example, some people had jobs that shut down during the pandemic, and they really struggled because they had to stay home and couldn't go out. But there were also those who, even though they had outside jobs, it's good to have a skill or a job you can do online from home. So if one thing shuts down, you've got this backup. It really helps and gives you peace of mind. Plus, you don't have to stress about not knowing what you're doing in the end. I mean, I have a clear job in a specific set of skills, and I'm really deep into that. You always need to keep updating and refreshing your knowledge in that field. If you have other interests, like wanting to learn music, go for it. If you want to work with computers, go ahead and do that too. But make sure you have a solid foundation in one thing. Go for it. If you pay attention to this, you can boost your skills and life productivity and enjoy more stability. Some jobs, like certain ones in Iran, only work there and aren't useful abroad. For example, if you studied law based on Iran's civil law and then you move to another country, their laws are different. But if you study international law, it's not limited to one place. So keep these things in mind and approach them with more wisdom and smart thinking. Keep moving towards your goals, and I really want to stress not to overlook the goal-setting phase. That part helps a lot for anyone who wants to follow the right and proper path, so they don't regret it later. Thank you so much for sticking with us, ladies Bagayan. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Thanks a lot for following this channel. Huge thanks to everyone who supports the channel. I really appreciate it. And please don't forget to like and share your thoughts with us in the comments. If you're interested in seeing the discussions in English, check out our English channel. The link is above. You can follow it. For those who might be more comfortable with Arabic, our Arabic channel is also available. Both channels gather all our videos from different places, dub them, and share them in that language. If you or any English-speaking friends want to access this content, you can join these channels. Thank you very much. Wishing you happiness and prosperity. Sincerely, Amir Mehrdad Khosravi.